So moving to recalls now. Not all these are recalls, and really, in fact, there's no new dealer recalls or early notices of recalls. Most of these are satisfaction programs that Ford's coming out with. So when we say that there might be a recall, it's listed under the recalls, but about 3 or 4 of these are just customer satisfaction things to kind of something that Ford wants to do for customers. So the first one is about replacing the front and or side cameras if foggy on the 2017 to 2020 model year Continentals and Super Duties, as well as 2018 to 2020 Navigators and 2020 Aviators and 2020 Explorers. So I actually have seen this in a couple Explorers. Was yours doing that, the one you rented? The foggy backup camera? No?
For which one?
The Explorer that you borrowed?
No.
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 All right. So
there
there's
were so many other problems.
says there's 400,660 vehicles could be affected by this, and so the reason for providing a no-cost one-time per camera repair says in all of the affected vehicles, a front or side camera with a certain inner lens coating may begin to exhibit a foggy or cloudy image that will progressively deteriorate over time with continued exposure to sunlight, potentially resulting in an inability to see the front and or side camera images. It doesn't look like it's affecting the rear camera. So letters will go out. Well, it does say the week of July 10th to owners. So basically, they will have, where's the date? They will have until through June of 2024 to go in one time and get this fixed. So if it's not doing it to your vehicle yet, hold on. It's not something you need to take care of. But once it starts happening, then take it in and they'll replace that for you. So there you go. And it's per camera. So if, let's say you get one of them, let's say you get a front one replaced, but not a side ones. If you have a 360, then when the side ones go out, then as long as it's before June of 2024, they'll replace that one. So, all right, another customer satisfaction program. And by the way, that program number was 22M03. And this one is 23N as in Nancy 02. And it's on certain 2022 expeditions. Hey, I got a 22 expedition. It says connected navigation, embedded navigation issue. We do actually have that, but we don't have an issue. It does say 631 vehicles were affected, so very small number here. And it does say this is also a one-time repair, so good for me to put in my memory bank. Letters will go out this week on that. I haven't received one yet. Says all of the affected vehicles were configured with connected navigation instead of connected built-in navigation. Oh, well, I got the connected, not the built-in. So if you're supposed to get the connected built-in, you might have inadvertently gotten the connected navigation. The connected nav, the difference between a connected nav gets a 90-day trial. The built-in, the connected built-in navigation is supposed to get 3 years of service and an embedded navigation. So this is actually probably an easy thing that they just need to, they probably don't need to swap out navigation or anything. They probably just got to do something. But anyway, Ford has already enrolled affected vehicles in the correct connected built-in navigation service. Customers will be notified and receive one additional complimentary year of connected built-in navigation service for the inconvenience, for a total of 5 years of service. Wow. They just said 1 and 3. It comes out to 4. Whatever. Anyway, so there you go. So that wouldn't be us because we didn't get that. All right. The next customer satisfaction program is 23 P as in Paul 02 for certain 23 Maverick vehicles with an electric brake booster. So this has to do with electronic brake booster replacement. Only 221 orders were affected, so more than likely yours wasn't. December, if you were built between December 7th of 22 through December 20th of 22, then you could be affected by this. And in the affected vehicles, the electric brake booster may have an internal leak in the normally closed valve due to a flat spot on the ball of the armature assembly. If a leak is present in the normally closed valve, the driver will experience a red brake warning lamp, but the driver will not feel a change in braking. The brake system will continue to function normally. So this is why it's not a safety recall, because it's still functioning okay. But they said owner letters will not be mailed for this program. But basically, you will have until June 30th to get this fixed if it happens. So if you start noticing that light but no effect in your brakes, then it could be this if you're built between those dates. So there you go. And the fourth customer satisfaction program that came out this week, 22 N as in Nancy 05, is on 22 model year Super Duties with the 6.7 liter diesel engine. So it's a one-time replacement of the diesel particulate filter assembly failures. So basically, you're going to have, see, usually there's an expiration on that. So you have till December 31st of 2026, wait a minute. It says this one-time repair will expire 1 year after 22 E05 repair completion date or on December 31st, 2026, whichever occurs first. So this would go in if you had that fix done on the emission recall 22E05, then if you had that done, then you have up to 1 year after that for them to do this if they need to. So it says before the completion of the emissions recall, if a DPF was cracked or damaged, the DTC will not set or eliminate the malfunction indicator light. And the ability to detect and report diagnostic trouble code (DTC) was disabled. So basically, if the dealer didn't do a good job and they did something wrong, then you would have 1 year to fix that repair, basically replace it. So there you go. And letters for that will go out the week of July 10th. So there you go. Now, this next one is also customer satisfaction program. Oh, okay, there's a couple of recalls. All right, so this one is for 22 Maverick hybrids for Maverick no start condition. So this is actually an update to one that was already out. So this is 22B39. So this is just an update. Now they actually have the labor hours in there. So this really hasn't changed. But in case I didn't cover it before, because it's June 8th of 23, actually I should have covered it. This recall came out. This is just an update to that, and it's given the labor hours for the dealer to be able to charge to Ford. This one here, this program will be in effect through June 30th of 2024. 21,513 vehicles were affected by this, and in some of the affected vehicles, a no crank, no start condition may occur. This may be due to a loss or detached eyelet solder connection in the battery cable assembly at the battery junction box. So this actually has been out for a while. In fact, letters should have gone out June 19th. Sorry. All right. Just a couple more. We have an emissions recall. Actually, two emissions recalls here to cover. So one of them is emission recall 23E07 for 22 and 23 Maverick vehicles equipped with the full hybrid electric vehicle engine. The control module, PCM, and various modules, software calibration updates. So actually, Johnny, I didn't catch all his live stream last night, but he talked about this last night. So affected vehicles, there's about 10,488 vehicles affected by this. And in some of the affected vehicles, the heating element that warms up the universal heating oxygen sensors is not operating as intended. The UHO2S heating element must be enabled for the sensor to accurately measure exhaust gas oxygen content during engine warm up and optimal control emissions. So this in here, letters should have already been mailed to you, or it says pending agency approval. Letters will go out at Q4, I guess, of 23. So anyway, so you guys will get notice of that so that's basically if you have a 22 model year Maverick built between March 11th of 21 through November 23rd of 22, or on a 23 Maverick built June 21st of 22 through January 11th of 23. Not sure why they go that early, because a 23 wasn't. Most of them, I guess, some of the ones for like media might have been built then, but most of them weren't. All right, another emissions recall 22E05 is on 22 Super Duty vehicles with the 6.7. I actually talked about this last week, but this is a supplemental update, so it's an update to the one we talked about. Only 608 vehicles were affected. So yeah, we talked about this, and this is the the power control module calibration for particulate matter sensors. So the reason they updated this was the number of units affected are different and changed. So they had updated that to 608, and also some service actions were updated, and the letters are going to go out. They added that to the week of July 10th. So that's why they updated that recall that there. And lastly, an actual recall, safety recall, I should say. 22S35 is for 2016 F Series Super Duties. I don't know if we want to go back that far or not, but so this is on a clock spring contamination. 313,141 vehicles were affected by this. So it says in some of the affected vehicles, an opening in the rotor component underneath the anti-rotation pin can allow dust contamination to enter the internals of the steering wheel clock spring. The customer may observe a progression in symptoms as the clock spring ribbon cable begins to disconnect, beginning with the loss of steering wheel illumination, followed by inoperative steering wheel control switches, an operative horn, and finally an airbag malfunction light. We don't want that. The airbag circuit disconnects and a crash event of sufficient severity warrants a driver front airbag deployment. The airbag will not deploy. So that's why it's a big safety recall. Letters are going to go out the week of July 10th. That's coming up for you guys to update you on that. That's 2016. Time to upgrade. Time to get a new one. Just wait a year to get it. Okay. Let's see. I think that's it for recalls.